introduction, we want to go over some objectives, talk about the current situation, what laws are on the books right now, talk about some of the different vehicle dimensions and some of the Avon Lake roadways that we have here in Avon Lake. As you can see, I put some pictures here for perspective. This the Subaru is 6 foot 2 inches in width. I took a picture of our command vehicle in the bay. It's a Ford Expedition. It's 6 foot 6. This is a picture of some of the vehicles. Again, see the ambulances are 8 foot wide. The ladder's a little bit wider than the yellow markers on the floor there, and then the engine. The ladder truck takes 20 foot of room to fully set up. That means that the outriggers that you see there, when they're out, we need 20 foot of room. We can work with what they call a short jack, which means one side, the outriggers don't have to be fully extended. So to minimally work on the operational side, we need at least 14 foot. It's always safer to have the outriggers all the way out and have that 20 foot, but if we have at least 14, we could set up the ladder. It's a little riskier, and we have to stay on that operational side where the outriggers are all the way out. So this will show you on an 18-foot street, if cars are parked on both sides, that leaves us 4 foot of distance between the cars if they're parked exactly opposite. Now, they're not supposed to do that. If there was only one side of the street parking, we would have 10 foot of space, which wouldn't let us set up the ladder, but at least we could get by them. This is a picture of an 18-foot street. You can clearly see that the emergency vehicles cannot get through when cars are parked on both sides of the street. This is what a 22-foot street looks like. You can see on the left, the ambulance could probably squeak through, maybe take a little paint with it, but the engine would not be able to make it through on that. This is what it looks like with a 26-foot street. You can see we can get through, but there's not much room to open the door to exit and enter the vehicle or to move hose lines around that truck. And we didn't put the ladder in there because it was this is a 29-foot street. We can open the door almost all the way. We did get the ladder through on that one. The right-hand picture is the ladder coming through there. And there's not a whole lot of room for hose lines, and obviously we're not going to be able to put up the outriggers, but we can get down the street. This is a picture of, I believe, Masters Lane. So if you think about it, if there were a fire up on the top of the picture, we would have to come down Walker, down Legacy, make our way around to Masters Lane. Then we have to start by going around the island. We have to make our way through a gate that we have to wait for it to go up, make our way through the bushes and the trees, past the parked cars, around the island, around another island, and then those homes are about 10 foot apart. So if there's any kind of breeze, you're probably going to have more than one house going by the time we get there. This is an actual picture from July 3rd, the night of the fireworks here in Avon Lake. This is Ambleside. Ambulance went down there and took this picture. They could barely get through. There was no way a fire truck or a ladder could get through there. So our proposal is to pass an ordinance that would prohibit cars from parking on the roadway of the hydrant side of the street. That would mean there would always be at least 10 foot of roadway for travel, and that we'd always have access to the fire hydrants. Obviously, there'd be no cars on that side. So in this particular picture, the cars circled in green are okay. There's nothing wrong with that. According to the policy that we're asking for, they're perfectly fine. The only one that would not be okay under this hydrant side of the street parking is the one that's circled in red, and that's because it's actually on the pavement. If it were all the way off of the pavement on the tree lawn, it would be okay too. So 21 out of 25 cities polled prohibit parking on the hydrant side of the street. Avon Lake is one of the only cities around that doesn't do it, and one of the few that still allow parking on both sides. One of them is Lorraine, and I've been told they're currently looking at legislation to not allow parking on the hydrant side of the street, which further makes Avon Lake behind the times and one of the only cities that still allows parking on both sides. This is just a list kind of showing you all the different cities. And Elyria and Lorraine don't have it, but the most similar suburban cities, similar to Avon Lake, Bay Village, Sheffield, Avon, all those cities, they all have the parking ban. So
next item, Mrs. Vanderbosch.
Thank you very much. So there's two parts to sewer separation, right?
First, you have to have an inspection. Then after you've had the inspection, if your property has been identified that it needs to be separated, then you need to separate. Okay, and for those that do not separate, we are actually going to be authorizing, we're going to ask council to vote on authorizing Mr. Wrights to go forward to advertise for bids for sewer separation on the lateral work on homes of non-compliant property owners. And I also want to put a little bit of a pitch in here. I want to thank those who needed to have an inspection by November 30th of this year. That number's down to now 17. At the sewer committee meeting on Thursday, it was at 20. It's now down to 17 on those that need an inspection. This particular topic, we'll be advertising for bids for sewer separation lateral work on homes of non-compliant property owners, on properties that have been identified that they need to be separated. Thank you.
Go outside, Mr. Koss.
Yes, sir, I have two. The first one, last week I mentioned that the tickets for the Trail of Haunted Tales would be going on sale for the Boo by the Woods annual event. Today I am very happy to say that the Trail of Haunted Tales sold out in one day. We sold 1,200 tickets on the day they went on sale, so I hope that everyone listened to my advice last week when I said buy them early because they will not last. So the Trail of Haunted Tales is sold out. The Boo by the Woods event, though, which is Saturday, October 20th, does feature a number of free things for families and children to do. So we still encourage members of the public to come out to this tremendous event.
Sorry. The Shred Day, which is going to be Saturday, September 29th at the Public Works Service Garage from 9 a.m. to noon for all the residents.
Thank you. Mr. Wrights. I would also like to mention that people traveling on State Route 83, effective tomorrow, will see the new Weber Road traffic lights start flashing. It is going to go to full automated activation a week from Wednesday on the 26th. Signs will be posted. We will reach out to the media through every asset we can to let the public know, but when people go to work tomorrow, it'll still be bagged, but when they come home from work tomorrow, it will be flashing, and it will flash until it goes live. As I said, everybody's seen the signs out there that are currently bagged. The dates will be posted, so please pay attention to that, because when you come home on Wednesday the 26th, they will be fully operational. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wright.